When it comes to this shooter, besides the customization, what do you feel makes it stand out from other games that are out there?
I would say the biggest thing about Blacklight that I really think stands out is in next gen, everyone's going for bigger, more. We really are not doing that. We're trying to figure out that perfect balance for competitive. That's a big focus right now. So it's not going to be 16 on 16. We're really going for that 4 to 6 experience where you get online, you get with your buddies, and you go against another team, and really trying to dial that in. We're partnering with both the ESL and MLG to try to get a very, very strong competitive play style, and that's a really big thing. Then just the fact that the game can evolve, and we really do listen to a lot of the fans, and we allow the fans to kind of drive direction. Competitive play was one of the number one things that a lot of our hardcore Blacklight fans were asking for. And so we started seeking out partners to figure it out and try to get it all dialed in.
What will that game experience be for esports?
So the competitive sports is we're getting all of the APIs from the different groups. So ladder matches, weekend leagues, all of that fun stuff to make it so you'll get a team together and you'll play against another group of teams and really drive your stats and analytics off of their APIs to make hopefully a growing scene, which then we will hopefully start to do matches with some of the larger groups. So it's right now we are focusing on it. We can't say what it's going to become because we really don't know yet. We don't have, since this is all independent, we don't have like the millions of marketing. We can't just say we're going to throw $1 million into a prize purse. We need to really drive that. We need to drive that fan base, and then we need to find partners to move it out. It's definitely a DIY, pure passion project.
But those are two pretty big organizations you're working with on the esports side. What is it that you feel they see in this game that can stand up to the Halos and Call of Duties and other games that are in the circuit right now?
The really cool thing about those guys has been we've been working with them and talking with them for over 3 to 4 years. And so with this, they see the drive from us. They see the willingness to change. It's not just a marketing ploy. It's not like, hey, we've got X budget. We need to do something with esports. We really want it to happen. We want to work with it, and that's the great part. Is yes, they are giant groups and they have massive pull. And most of these partnerships are truly partnerships in the sense that I've gone to them and said, I want you to help us. I want you to tell us what we need to change and what we need to fix and maneuver. And they've come back to us with quite a bit. So it's going to be a really interesting couple of months as we get out of beta and then we start focusing on that. Expect to see maps purely made for competitive play with massive feedback from a lot of pro players.
What impact do you feel the Ustream and Twitch in-game capabilities of the PS4 will have once you graduate to esports, given live streaming is so popular in that space?
The YouTube, the live stream, everything is driving our industry. I mean, if you don't support that, you're kind of insane. The perfect scenario is we're making a multiplayer game, but YouTube live streams, that's actually driven us to make other games such as Daylight, which is a completely procedural experience. So no matter how much you watch someone play, if they're a personality, if they're fun to watch, you're gonna usually get driven to them, whatever game they're playing. And with that, the share button, some of the functionality that we're starting to hear about with the share button, some of the APIs that Sony's starting to work with, where if you type something into the live stream, it'll actually affect the game, really excites us. How we're gonna do that with a multiplayer only game might be a little bit difficult. I don't want to have someone type in the word airstrike and everyone gets nuked. But there's a lot of things that we're excited about with that. And honestly, the fact that Sony announced that they're going to allow capturing off the HDMI port, that's a huge plus, because a lot of people, a lot of big business doesn't really like that idea. And Sony's listening, and it's really cool to see that new media's moving the way it is. I mean, it's a completely different pipeline that I don't think a lot of people really expected to be such a huge element to drive the industry.